Bolovinaka, and a very good morning to you all. Myombulre. My fellow Fijians this past week has proven to be a very trying one. Given the effects of the tropical cyclone and tropical depression, please rest assured that my government will provide full assistance to all Fijians in the affected areas. I especially thank you all for your preparedness. And I also wish to thank the relevant agencies such as Disbursement, the Met Office, and law enforcement agencies for their untiring efforts in ensuring the safety of all Fijians. Now that I have made it here to Mbua, let me say it is my pleasure to kick off my tour of Voreqe and spend some time with our Fijian family here in Mbua. Over the past year, Fiji has done very well. We've recorded our 6th consecutive year of economic growth and attracted investment all over the world from people who recognize what we've accomplished and who believe in our future potential. This week, I will have the opportunity to spread that prosperity to the north by bringing our micro and small business grant to your deserving entrepreneurs and by opening the new Voreqe Grid extension. The north is unique in many ways. Every time I have the opportunity to visit, I am reminded again of the natural beauty that is found all over Fiji, and especially here. And of course, I am overjoyed and humbled at the same time by the hospitality and warmth with which I am welcomed. But I know that our people here are also faced with their own challenges, most especially the challenge that location and geography present in providing government services. My government has prioritized a number of projects in this region because we are dedicated to making sure that all Fijians have the same quality of life and the same opportunities, regardless of where they call home. This is my first stop this week. Later today, I will have the pleasure of, besides commissioning the Voreqe electricity grid, I will have the pleasure of opening the new highway linking Nabouwalu and Voreqe, which of course will make a big difference in the economy of Voreqe and the daily lives of many people. I will also inspect the new irrigation canal in Nasarwanga and commission the new water purification project in Nabouwalu. As Fijians, you are each entitled to your share of the tremendous progress we've made as a country, because you each have played pivotal roles in moving our country forward. We've achieved great things through hard work and commitment to our new unified Fiji. And now we are blessed to be able to invest even more deeply in our people in the northern region. These are investments that my government is confident will see great returns when we improve our infrastructure, in this instance by bringing electricity to more remote corners of the country. We give more Fijians more opportunities to participate in our national life, more opportunities to grow their businesses, and more opportunities to contribute productively to our society. In the process, we overcome the barriers of distance and notion that keep us physically distant. The grid extension that is going to be commissioned is very much a part of this vision, a vision of a Fiji in which every part of our country that can count on a robust, modern infrastructure, and every Fijian has the tools they need to build a better life for themselves and their children and their family. When we achieve that, when we truly unleash the power of the Fijian people, we will begin to realize the potential of this great country. The grid extension project will produce benefits that far outweigh the costs. It has a total cost of $696,293 and was funded by my government. This grid extension will make electricity more available and more accessible for hundreds of people. It will provide safe and efficient energy for the residents of Bunirara, Nanuku, Singana Lakemba, Nasauto, Lumate, Natewa, and Vuya villages. Electricity is essential to modern development and not just for our livelihoods. Having reliable electricity means we can make our communities safer. It means our children will be able to read and study under lights that won't spoil their eyesight. It also means access to amenities such as refrigerators and television sets. But please, make sure you pay your electricity bills. We all have to play our part in this. But I want to tell you to remember that your bills will now be subsidized, since government will pay half of the tariff rate if your annual income is $30,000 or less and you use 95 kilowatt hours or less of electricity a month. There's a form you need to fill from FEA, and if you are in that grouping, government pays half of your bill. That's from the 1st of January. 129 households will receive these benefits due to this project. That represents more than 500 Fijians whose lives will become brighter in more ways than one. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm also here for our first micro and small grant disbursement of 2016. And I'm extremely proud that this program has achieved great success and has become so popular that it will continue into this new year. I've already traveled all around Fiji, bringing this scheme to entrepreneurs who have outlined ways they plan to grow or begin their enterprises. And I know there are many of you in the northern region who are equally deserving of this investment in your future. This program has done so well because it relies on the ability of the Fijian people to work hard, be innovative, and strive for greatness. Our ability as a people to create industry and grow our economy is our most important natural resource, and this grant program taps that potential. I want to tell you that this is not a handout. You cannot go out and buy a TV or buy a refrigerator or buy yourself a carton of beer. It is a grant that can only be used to purchase materials that you have identified as important to start or expand your businesses. Collectively, as your businesses grow, you will build wealth for yourselves and your family, and you will contribute to our economy. In December, 2 weeks before Christmas, I was in Nosori, where I was honored to see 1,096 recipients receive their grants. That's over $1 million. That was the biggest single grant disbursement carried out so far. This morning, an additional 228 recipients will benefit from this initiative through my government. And today's event marks another significant milestone because today's recipients bring the total number of entrepreneurs receiving these grants to 4,448. And when you count the family members, it means that we have helped improve the lives and prospects of 22,240 people total. We have been so overwhelmed by the response to this initiative that we have increased the allocation for this year to $2.2 million. I was confident that our micro and small entrepreneurs were worthy of this scheme, but this program's popularity and success has gone beyond what we anticipated. We will continue to support the spirit of entrepreneurship in Fiji and foster an environment that allows small and micro businesses to develop. Ladies and gentlemen, and the people of Mboa, I take this opportunity to relate a number of success stories so far from those that have been assisted. Mr. Yokimi Nayao from Wunindabo village in Namosi was provided grant assistance for his canteen business. His income has increased from $800 to $1,000 a month. The grant has improved his standard of living, and now he can meet village obligations. He has diversified his canteen business to also start selling petroleum products such as kerosene and premix. Mr. Deo Chan of Nabouwalu was provided grant assistance for his poultry farm, which included chicken feed and building materials. He has completed the construction of his poultry shed and fenced it. He currently has 50 chickens and will earn $1,000 from the sale of his chickens after 7 weeks. This income will be used to purchase more feeds and day-old chicks to breed. Iliniata Teresia of Namuana village, Namosi, was provided grant assistance for a tailoring business. This grant has boosted her existing business, raising a sales revenue from $300 to $800 per month. This has enabled her to meet her family needs and elevate her family standard of living. Mere Nadeva of Nabouwalu was provided grant assistance for a market vending business. Her income has increased from $350 to $500 a week. The grant has enabled her to expand her business by producing more fresh agricultural produce, which resulted in more customers and earnings and improvement in her family standard of living. Ramesh Chan of Nabouwalu was provided grant assistance for his poultry business. The grant has enabled him to expand his business and improve standard of living and give jobs to 2 other villages. I would like to also take this opportunity to make mention of a number of people who will be benefiting from today's assistance here in Nabouwalu. Mr. Muhammad Azad. Mr. Muhammad Azad is here with us. Mr. Muhammad Azad. Mr. Muhammad Azad will use his grant to purchase his Galaxy crab net for his crab business. Thank you, Mr. Muhammad. Mrs. Salote Sabuli of Tavulomo. Mrs. Salote Sabuli of Tavulomo will use the grant to purchase fishing implements for a fishing business. Nabouwalu. Mr. Sila Waitsoni of Nasabu village. Mr. Sila will use his grant to start up his diesel business. Mr. Rohit Prasad will use the funds to purchase barbed wire and material for fencing of his goat farm. Nabouwalu. Mrs. Susana Tangi, Susana Tangi. Susana Tangi will purchase material to upgrade her fish pond. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to turn briefly now to a different subject of great importance to me as well as to the public and Fiji at large. As you know, I ended the year speaking out about domestic violence and violence against women and children, and promised to mention it at every opportunity. Our laws punish this crime severely. However, we need to create a culture without our society that does not condone such acts. I would like to remind all of us that we must never abuse our women and children, hurt or intimidate them. So today, as we celebrate progress, I would like to remind us all of us to commit ourselves to social progress, to ending the scourge of rape and domestic violence in Fiji. We must stop these acts from happening. And when someone even thinks of committing these terrible acts of violence, shame them. Because it is wrong, terribly wrong, and that is the only way to stop. Ladies and gentlemen, as I have stated earlier, my goal is to ignite the Fijian economy by empowering micro and small businesses by getting behind the people such as you today. I therefore challenge all of you recipients here today to make use of this opportunity to do even better, to contribute to the growth of our economy and join the successful small business men and women who form the backbone of our country. It is my great pleasure to also commission the Voreqe Great Extension. Thank you. Nabouwalu.